Hey, what's up, diggity dogs? So, the book I chose for my ISU and subsequently the book I'll be pitching is called The Alice Network, and it's written by Kate Quinn. Now you must be thinking, whoa, what could this book ever be about? Well, I'd tell you if you'd shut up. I'm going to give you a brief rundown of the plot, or a synopsis, if you will. So basically, the book is told from two different perspectives in two different time periods. Charlotte, or Charlie, St. Clair in 1947, in the aftermath of World War II, which is told from a first-person's perspective, and Eve Gardiner, or Gardner, I don't know. I mean, you never hear it pronounced, obviously. In 1915 to 1917, in the midst of World War I, which is told from a third-person perspective. Charlie's story focuses on her trying to find her cousin Rose, who went missing during Germany's occupation of France during World War II. And, you know, those Germans, they weren't really that nice during that time. Eve's story focuses on her role as a spy during World War I, also in France. Charlie actually enlists in the help of Eve in 1947 because both Rose and Eve may have some sort of connection to a man named René Bordelon. Eve actually agrees to help Charlie only because she wants to hunt down and kill this guy. Now, why would she want to do that, you may ask? Well, without spoiling anything, let's just say he wronged her in World War I. Basically, he's just kind of a jerk. Anyways, Charlie and Eve don't like each other all that much in the beginning, but as the story progresses, she starts to talk more about her past, and they begin to bond, you know, oh, that's sweet. It's a nice book, is what I'm trying to say. It's got suspense.
Stop screaming! Stop!
Comedy. Tragedy. And everything in between. Looks like I'm filming a podcast or something. The reasons why this novel is of literary merit are simple. It's just an interesting read. It's got good characters. They all have their strengths and flaws. None of them are perfect, right? They're not one-dimensional. Our two main characters, Eve and Charlie, are great characters in particular. I already mentioned how their relationship develops as the novel progresses, but their flaws and strengths are really interesting and prominent as well. Eve's big strength is that she's resilient. She's lived through 2 world wars after all. She'll do anything to achieve her goals, which in this case is killing a man who's now in his 70s. Her major flaw is that she's a little too consumed by anger and vengeance. With Charlie, her strength is that she's hopeful and courageous. She has hope that her cousin is still out there and she'll stop at nothing to find her. Her biggest flaw is that she's a little too optimistic. Her biggest strength is also her biggest flaw. Ironic. Another reason why this novel is of literary merit is because of its themes. Big theme in this book is feminism. Obviously because Eve is a spy during a time where, you know, women weren't exactly seen as equals to men. I mean, they couldn't vote after all. Do you mind? Since Eve couldn't directly fight in the war, she becomes a spy, right? And even then there were people saying, oh, this is a man's job, you know? Charlie also had to deal with a mother and a family who wanted her to be more ladylike, and she was like, What am I doing? Another theme is war and its effects. Its effects on people in particular. Without spoiling too much, let's just say that war has caused these characters a lot of grief and pain and misery, all that good stuff. And I'm not just talking about the main characters either, I'm talking about everyone in the damn book. To be fair, a book about war will always be relevant so long as we keep having them. Seriously, guys, I think we've had enough. Oh, and one more thing, this novel is critically acclaimed. It isn't only critics who love it, other authors have praised it endlessly as well. Here's a couple of reviews. featured on the back, as well as in the book itself. A ring of daring female spies known as the Alice Network left a legacy of blood and betrayal. Two women suffering the losses of two different wars must join forces, one to find her voice and her redemption, the other to face her fears and her oldest enemy. Kate Quinn strums the chords of every human emotion with two storylines that race over continents and do decades to converge in one explosive ending. Marcy Jefferson, author of Enchantress of Paris. Yeah, you all know that one, right? I mean, hey, it's got good reviews, maybe you should read it, I don't know. Kate Quinn delivers an enthralling tale filled with breathtaking narrative that will make the reader feel as if they're in the back of the roadster, riding along with the cautious Eve and courageous Charlie on their clandestine adventure. Suspenseful and engrossing, The Alice Network is a must-read. Fellow authors are saying this book is of literary merit. Maybe you should check it out, I don't know. Well, I think the reasons why you should read this has a lot to do with the fact that this novel is of literary merit, for all the reasons I listed previously. All I can say now is, if you like adventure-type stories and historical fiction, you're probably gonna love this book. And before you say you don't really like historical fiction that much, if you like any of these movies, or if you play any of these games, you probably like historical fiction. Especially ones that have to do with the world wars. In conclusion, just read the book. Well, I hope you do anyways. I mean, if you don't, then I kind of just failed at what this book pitch was supposed to do. So if I've done my job correctly, then you're probably convinced to pick up this novel and give it a good old read. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload.
Shawty's like a melody in